asbestos contamination. And let's never forget that. Both of those buildings were laced with asbestos. They were two white elephants, and they were both nicknamed David and Nelson Rockefeller. So, Giuliani then has them working day and night, to get to the bottom. To do what? Anybody know what they were trying to get? You got it, sweetie. You got it. It's exactly what they're... Once they got down to the bottom and retrieved $2.5 trillion worth of gold for Scotiabank, then he called off the operation, got all the rest of those bodies, hauled them out to a dump, a landfill in Staten Island, and wouldn't allow them to go there to retrieve their brothers and sisters and give them a proper burial. At that point, they said he was more interested in the gold, and he basically said, to hell with those people that died and were buried and were sent out to live with rats in a landfill. Oh, did I just bite you in your ass, mister? You better believe I did. Because I'm gunning for you, and I'm gunning for all the war criminals, because today, Splitting the Sky has declared war on terror. Real terror. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I'm just getting ready to tell you who all those real terrorists are. They're not the Osama bin Ladens. They're not the al-Libis. They're not the Sheikh Khalid Sheikh Mohammeds. They're the politicians that were in control on 9/11. And now we're going to talk about Mr. Dick Cheney. Ooh, little Dick Cheney. I'm not trying to be subliminal. Why would I do that? Hey, I need some water. Hold on a second. Are you still with me? Yeah. Still got your attention?
I missed it. Would you mind just briefly going through those points again, because they're quite new about the FEMA office? Would you?
I'll get you at the end of question and answering. Okay? Because right now I gotta trek forward. Question and answering. I'll give you the whole layout. All right. Now, I had other things that I wanted to play on Technics, but you know what? I'm not even going to, just maybe something I'll show you here a little bit later, but I'm not going to play some of the tapes I got on Dick Cheney right now. I'm going to tell you what it is. On September the 11th, according to the brilliant research from David Ray Griffin and Peter Dale Scott, two most prominent researchers, incredibly, the most credible people around 9/11 research. They basically zeroed on Dick Cheney's whereabouts that morning on September the 11th. While Georgie's over there, man, telling little goat stories. You know, let's talk about some goats. With the books upside down. While Georgie's talking little goat stories in Sarasota, Florida, Dick Cheney is in the bunker, the Presidential Emergency Office Command Center, at 9:24 in the morning. This time is validated just a couple of days after with an interview with Tim Russert of Meet the Press, who was nobody to bully around and who was not afraid, under any form of intimidation, was not afraid to go before a commission to say just that. Of course, Tim Russert came up dead at the age of 53 with a heart attack. I contest unequivocally that Dick Cheney had him murdered to keep that information out of upcoming commissions. And the reason he had him, well, the reason that it coincides, Dick Cheney also had a private assassination ring, according to Seymour Hersh, known as Blackwater. Blackwater's head, the head of Blackwater, Eric Prince, is right now quit, but he's also facing many charges, murder charges, for killing Iraqis in the streets civilians, as well as 2 people that were testifying against Blackwater that they would kill him with impunity. But you have to understand, this is Dick Cheney's private assassination ring, equivalent to Augusto Pinochet's death squads. That doesn't happen in a democracy. That doesn't happen when there is a rule of law. So now we got Dick Cheney. By the way, Dick Cheney's assassination squad also had Bashira Bhutto killed, murdered, according to Seymour Hersh, had her murdered because why? Well, because she was telling the world, Osama bin Laden died years ago. Oh, well, we can't have the boogeyman dead. And why did we need Osama bin Laden? In 1998, John Marashevsko, who was the head of Unicol, appealed to Congress to get accessibility, to get funding to go into Afghanistan, to run what is called the peace pipeline. Hey, whoa, geez, has anybody ever noticed how when they're using military hardware, they like to use Indian names like the Apache helicopter, the Tomahawk bombs? Now we got the peace pipeline. It just dawned on me this morning, the peace pipeline. There's contesting going on in the Mideast right now, in the Caspian Sea Basin, for control of a number of different pipelines. And those pipeline wars are going to escalate to nothing less than a nuclear war unless we intervene. This is why I'm working so hard to keep a nuclear war from killing my children and burning them alive. I'm running an intervention with intention, with a real intention. This is not paranoia. This is the logical conclusion of where we're at, where we're going. I just thought I'd just drop that on you. Hopefully, not unexpectedly. Yeah, this is why I feel so passionate about what I'm doing. So here he is, Dick Cheney, in the helm, and according to Peter Dale Scott, and David Ray Griffin, and many other brilliant researchers that have all concluded that basically Dick Cheney, who lies about his time in the bunker, put his time past 10 o'clock, when 3 things would have happened. If the timetable of him being there early in 9/24 stands, then Dick Cheney did 1. He stood down that plane or that missile or whatever it was that hit the Pentagon. I believe also because there is a young woman that is suing. She was blown up, lost part of her arm. She's suing right now because there was explosives planted on the inside. But he stood down. Young man was down there. Young man, am I getting a signal here? No. Okay. Young man told Cheney in the bunker, this plane is 50 miles out. The plane is 40 miles out. The plane is 30 miles out. At 10 miles out, he said, sir, does the stand down order still have it? Cheney whipped his neck around and said, have you heard me say anything to the contrary? That means Cheney allowed that plane or the missile or whatever the heck it was to blow the Pentagon up. Then there was a stand down order, a bring down order of 5